Come closer, a tale is about to unfold.
Long ago, in the age before white men ever set foot in the land of Senna, there lived a hunter named Gopani Kufa. One day, deep in the forest, he came upon a strange and terrible sight. An enormous python had wrapped itself around an antelope. But in its desperate struggle, the antelope had driven its horns into the python's neck, pinning it fast against a tree. The horns had sunk so deep into the soft wood that neither beast could move. Both creatures were trapped, locked in a deadly stalemate. The antelope cried out first.
"Help me! I have done no harm, yet I have been seized and would have been devoured if I had not defended myself."
Then the python spoke.
"Help me instead,"
it hissed.
"I am Insato, king of the reptiles, and I will reward you richly."
Gopani Kufa stood silently, weighing the words. At last he raised his assegai and struck the antelope dead. Then he pulled its horns free from the tree and released the python.
"I thank you,"
said Insato, the snake.
"Return here when the new moon rises. By then I shall have eaten the antelope, and I will give you your reward."
But the dying antelope lifted its head and spoke with its last breath.
"Yes, he will reward you, and your reward shall be your undoing."
Gopani Kufa returned to his kraal. When the new moon rose, he went back. Insato lay stretched upon the ground, heavy and sluggish from his great meal. When he saw the hunter, he thanked him again.
"Come with me to Pita, my country,"
he said.
"There I will give you whatever you desire from all that I possess."
Gopani Kufa hesitated. The antelope's words troubled him, but curiosity overcame fear, and he followed the python into the forest. For many days they traveled. At last they reached a hole in the earth, narrow but wide enough for a man.
"Hold my tail,"
said Insato.
"I will go first and draw you after me."
Gopani Kufa obeyed. Down they went, down and down, deeper into the earth for many days, through darkness that seemed endless. Then suddenly the darkness broke. They stepped into a land of wonder. Green grass spread in every direction. Herds of cattle, goats, and sheep grazed peacefully. In the distance stood a great city, tall square houses built of stone, their roofs shining with gold and burnished iron. Gopani Kufa turned to the python, but the python was gone. In its place stood a tall and handsome man. Around his shoulders hung the great snake's skin like a cloak, and on his arms and neck gleamed rings of pure gold. The man smiled.
"I am Insato,"
he said.
"In my own land I take the form of a man. This is Pita, the kingdom over which I rule."
He took Gopani Kufa by the hand and led him toward the city. They passed rivers where people bathed and fished and paddled canoes. They crossed fields heavy with rice and maize and grains unknown to Gopani Kufa. Workers singing in the fields stopped their labor and ran forward in joy, greeting Insato as one returned from a long journey. They offered palm wine and fresh coconuts.
"These are my children,"
said Insato proudly. Gopani Kufa said nothing, though wonder filled him. The city itself was even more splendid than the fields. Everything a man might desire could be found there. Even the dust in the streets glittered with gold and silver. Insato brought him to the palace and showed him his chambers. Maidens were appointed to serve him.
"There will be a feast tonight,"
said the king.
"Tomorrow you may choose your reward."
Then Insato departed, Gopani Kufa possessed a wasp named Zengi Mizi. This was no ordinary wasp. The spirit of his father lived within it, and its wisdom had guided him all his life. Whenever doubt troubled him, he sought its advice. Now he took the wasp from its little rush basket.
Zengi Mizi,
He said.
what reward should I ask from Insato?
The wasp hummed softly.
Ask for Sipao, the mirror.
Then it flew back into its basket. Gopani Kufa was astonished of all the wonders he had seen. Why a mirror? But the wasp had never been wrong. That night they feasted. On the next day, Insato came smiling.
Name your choice, my friend.
He said.
Whatever you desire shall be yours.
Gopani Kufa bowed.
O king of all your possessions, I ask for Sipao, the mirror.
Insato started as though struck.
My friend, ask for anything but that. I did not think you would ask for what is dearest to me.
Then allow me to consider again.
Said Gopani Kufa.
Tomorrow I will answer.
But Insato left troubled, for Sipao was no ordinary mirror. It granted every wish of its owner. All the king possessed came from its power. Gopani Kufa again consulted Zengi Mizi.
The king fears to give me the mirror. Is there something else of equal worth?
The wasp answered.
There is nothing in all the world more precious. Sipao grants every wish. Ask again tomorrow, and the next day, and the next. He must give it to you, for you saved his life.
So Gopani Kufa returned each day with the same request. At last, Insato surrendered. With tears in his eyes, he gave him the mirror, a disc of polished iron.
Take Sipao.
He said.
May your wishes come true. Now return to your own country. Sipao will guide you.
Gopani Kufa held the mirror and spoke.
Sipao, Sipao, I wish to stand again upon the earth.
Instantly, he stood upon the surface of the world. Not knowing where he was, he spoke again.
Sipao, Sipao, show me the path to my kraal.
At once the path appeared before him. When he reached home, his wife and daughter mourned him as dead. They stared at him in disbelief, as though seeing a spirit. But when they reached for him and felt the warmth of his body, they knew he had truly returned to them. He comforted them with a made-up story, that he had wandered long while tracking an antelope. That night he asked the wasp what he should wish for next.
Would you not like to be as great a chief as Insato?
Gopani Kufa smiled. He lifted the mirror the next morning.
Sipao, Sipao, I want a town as great as Insato's, and I wish to be its chief.
At once a city rose along the banks of the Zambezi. Stone houses lined shining streets. Roofs glittered with gold and iron. People filled the town, shepherds, fishermen, traders. When they saw Gopani Kufa, they hailed him as chief. He became as powerful as Insato. He and his family moved into the great palace. His wife was too amazed to question him, but his daughter Shasasa begged to know the secret. At last he told her everything. Then he placed the mirror in her care.
It will be safer with you,
he said.
Men come and go in the palace. It might be stolen.
Shasasa hid Sipao beneath her pillow. For many years, Gopani Kufa ruled wisely. He never once needed the mirror again. Time passed. His hair turned gray. Then strangers came. White men traveled up the Zambezi and fought long wars against him. But with the power of the mirror, he defeated them. They fled to the coast. Among them was a cunning leader named Ray, who sought the source of Gopani Kufa's power. He sent a servant named Butu to discover the truth. Butu disguised himself in rags and went to the town. He begged before the chief.
"O chief, have pity on me! Ray cast me out because I refused to fight you. I knew the strength of the Zambesi lay in your hands."
Gopani Kufa believed him. He gave him food, he gave him a house. Thus the end began. Shasasa loved Butu, and through her he learned the secret. One night he crept into her chamber, he reached beneath her pillow, he took Sipao and fled. One day Gopani Kufa stood at the palace window looking over the river. War canoes appeared again. Fear seized him.
Shasasa,
He cried.
bring the mirror. The white men return.
She fell weeping.
My father. It is gone. I loved Butu. And he has stolen Sipao.
Gopani Kufa stood silent. Then he drew out Zengimizi.
O spirit of my father, what shall I do?
The wasp answered.
There is nothing to be done. The words of the antelope are fulfilled.
Gopani Kufa groaned.
I had forgotten that my reward shall be my undoing.
The white men attacked. They destroyed the town. They slew the people. They killed Gopani Kufa and his daughter Shasasa. And from that time onward, the power of the earth passed into the hands of the white men, for they possessed Sipao, the magic mirror. The heart of this tale lies not in the magic of the mirror, but in the quiet truth that follows it. For Gopani Kufa was not undone by his enemies alone, but by the very gift he chose to accept. He was warned in the beginning, yet like many who are offered power, he believed he could hold it without consequence. Through the mirror, he gained wealth, honor, and dominion, and for a time he ruled well. But power has a way of softening vigilance. What is trusted without care is easily lost, and what is lost may pass into the hands of those who seek it most. This tale was told not only as a warning, but as an explanation, a way of understanding how such power came to rest in the hands of the colonizers. And within that explanation lies a deep and quiet sorrow, for it reflects a history marked by loss, violence, and the taking of what could not be reclaimed. And so, the story leaves us with a truth that endures beyond its telling. That not all rewards are blessings, and that the greatest dangers are not always those that come from the outside, but those we carry within and fail to guard.
What did you think of today's story? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more tales from around the world. If there's a story you'd love to hear next, share it with us below.